Hey, good morning everyone. Frankwell here. Here I am. Today let's talk about something that I wanted to talk about for a very long time, but has taken me such a long time to get myself to sit here and share this with you. And it's an anecdote, it's something that happened in my life last April actually, so it's already passed quite many months. And it's in regard of when I put something for sale on a website here in the Netherlands, which is the equivalent of eBay. It's called Marktplaats, and usually I do it when I want to sell things that I have, technologies. I've done it for a long time actually. Every now and then, when I want to change camera, I sell the camera that I have, and then I get back whatever I can from the older camera or lenses or whatever, and then I reinvest in a new camera. So in that period I was using already for a couple of years a Samsung NX1, and I really liked the camera with a beautiful lens. So I really had a nice package, and I thought, okay, now it's time to change it for something else, especially now that I can still get around $1,000 from the combination of lens, a premium lens and camera. And so that's what I did. I put it online and I put an ad, and I think not even a couple of days passed that I got a reply from a young woman saying that she was interested in the price and in the camera, of course, and she wanted to come over and see it. So I have to preface that I've never had any issue here using the website or with people here. Very honest, and so I've sold many things. So I just honestly didn't think much about it. And she said, the only thing, I don't have cash, I have to pay with the card, which here it's something very common to do. So even that wasn't really surprising. Anyway, the day came, the lady came into the house here, right here, actually by the table. And there was a young lady, I think around probably 20 or so. So I couldn't really detect anything. And so I showed her the camera, and she said it was for her father, for a birthday, so she wanted to surprise him. So she gave me a little story about the camera. And I took a little bit of time, I want to make sure that she was satisfied with everything. I still had the boxes of the camera, so I took all the boxes. I took the thing apart, the lens and the caps for the body of the camera, all of that, just to make sure that she was happy and showing that everything functioned, because of course the camera was in perfect condition. So I was just making sure she knew what she was buying. She seemed a little bit in a hurry though, and I put the camera back. I also showed her some features. And then she said, oh, okay, I'm gonna pay you. And here usually people have app on the phone, like probably everywhere. But here it's very common, that you have your bank on your phone and you can do the payment. So she showed me like she was booking the payment, and I saw the amount of money, and I said, okay, good. And it seemed like that she was clicking all right or whatever. So long story short, I gave her the camera, she left, and after my mistake, I didn't control the bank right away. I controlled after half an hour that she left, and the payment didn't arrive. So I messaged her on the Marktplaats, which I still had the chat going, and I asked her how come? And she said no, we have different banks, so the thing is gonna arrive tomorrow. In the beginning, everything seemed fine, so I didn't really worry. The day after came, I controlled the bank, no payment. I contacted her saying that the payment wasn't there yet, and of course there was the moment where I realized there was something wrong, because she didn't reply, and then another day passed and she didn't reply. The funny thing is that she didn't erase the chat from Marktplaats or block me, and I was really upset. I was really upset because I realized I was frauded, and I could do basically nothing to get my camera back. So I was taken by rage and anger a little bit, because anger towards myself, that I was so trusting towards another human being, that I didn't take the necessary step of being a little bit more skeptical, you know, making sure that perhaps she would pay me right on the spot or control my bank right when she was doing the payment. And I was so trusting that in the end I got punished for it, and that's the feeling that I had, that my trust in other people, good faith, basically made me vulnerable. And I was angry for a couple of days, and I tried to think of what to do. I wanted to go to the police and so on and so forth. And then at the same time, I realized I didn't want anything to do with that type of energy. I lost the camera, I lost the money, I used it for a couple of years, and of course it's always bad when you lose some money, but at the same time I thought, I don't want to invest any more energy into this thing. I don't want to invest any more energy into this thing, and I just let it go. I just let it go, but I've been thinking for a long time to do something about it, also in a way of sharing this story to let it go, but also because after a while I was going through my SD cards, I went to recuperate some files, and what happened is that when I did recuperating some files, I discovered that I had a picture of her, and I explain you why. I remember all of a sudden when I was showing her the camera, that Samsung camera, of course, like many cameras, you can connect it to your phone. So I connected the camera to my Samsung phone, and the camera was staying on the table, and I was standing right there with her, showing how you can control that camera from your phone. And funny enough, while I was showing that, I took a picture. And the SD card, of course, that was in the camera, I kept it. I didn't give it away with the camera. And all of a sudden, I find myself having a picture of that person. And I've been thinking for such a long time what to do with it. And I didn't go to the police to this day, after 6 months or more, to denounce this event, because I thought probably it's not even from around here, you know, maybe she's from I don't know, another country, Belgium or whatever. She seemed to have a little bit of an accent, so probably it's not even going to be here any longer anyhow. So, but I thought what I can do in a way is to show the face of this person, that perhaps if this video goes around, this person can be denounced in the way that people like you out there can be prepared. Whatever you are, even in another part of the Netherlands or around here, that perhaps you get somebody showing up and it's her, then you know that she's a fraudster, and that you can act accordingly. And I thought this is probably the least I can do, also to let go of this story, and also to make sure that other people don't get frauded like I was, because it's really an horrible feeling to trust another human being that enters your house, and you give them away something that it's yours, something that you have to worked for, and all of a sudden you are taken advantage of. So that's an horrible feeling that I don't wish to experience to anyone, and I don't want to condemn the young lady, because I don't know to who she is affiliated or what, but I think by sharing this story and her picture, it's a service that I can do for everyone else that can occur or bump into her, and to avoid being frauded. So that's the story I want to share for today. It's a little long, but I think was worth it sharing it, and I hope that none of you out there have to experience the same thing that I experienced. So anyway, always spread love. I'll see you tomorrow with another reaction.